Hello everyone, and welcome to Multimedia Tools, where today you will be learning what this exactly means, how these tools are used, and why multimedia tools are so important. I'm going to start off by showing you this basic media picture. On the left, you see the word content. Content is what one is trying to present and should usually include a topic. In my case, the topic is multimedia tools. Content also includes the details and what specifically you want somebody to learn, as you will see throughout this presentation. This connects back to media, which in turn connects to communication, as you see on the right side of the screen. This relates to how information is presented or how one will communicate with their audience. There are many types of communication, which I will be explaining next. Multimedia is a very broad category, and there are many different types one can use. First, images is one type of multimedia. Images include anything you can look at, whether an illustration or a photograph. It must be still with no movement or animation in order to be considered an image. Images are important in that they are a great tool to accompany any presentation by providing a visual others can see. The next kind of multimedia you will see most often that you may not have thought of as a type of multimedia is text. As the Encyclopedia of Management states, text refers to written documents or writing of any sort. The words you are looking at right now is an example of text. Text is also used to communicate the most important information and appears in conjunction with visual aids, as the Encyclopedia of Management also states. Later on, you will see more text throughout the presentation, and many times an image will accompany those words. A third type of multimedia, which is similar to images, are videos. The biggest difference with a video compared to images is, remember I said images are still shots? Well, videos are images that move, and often include dialogue to accompany the moving pictures. This presentation you are watching right now is considered a video. Videos include integrated interactivity so that users, by pointing and clicking, can access online information as they desire. Videos are very useful tools since they allow for one to replay them over and over if desired. You can move back and forth in a video and can even repeat it as many times as needed. Another multimedia type are charts. Charts can be a little trickier to identify because they don't always look the same. However, charts always have a title and describe a piece of information. They usually come with lines in between each section of text to separate each point and keep it organized. Charts can come with many words or even numbers depending on what a person is trying to show. Charts can also look like a circle with different colors to show percentages of a topic being described. They are usually used in research to easily display data and can be created in all different programs on computers. Finally, the last type of multimedia I'm going to discuss is audio. Audio is anything you can hear and will generally accompany another piece of multimedia, such as a video, text, or even image. Audio can be used away from a computer, as the Encyclopedia of Management states. Sound by itself can be used in radio broadcasts or online audio files, but in multimedia presentations, audio is used as a complementary media. Most often, it is used as that complement toward another multimedia type. Now that you've seen the different types of multimedia, you might be wondering how you can actually use them. It's a good thing I'm here to tell you. There are many tools one can use for multimedia, more than I could ever fit into a presentation, so I'll give you the short version of the best and most popular tools. First, cameras are a multimedia tool since they are used to take pictures. This one I'm sure you've used many times before. Cameras are also great because any photos taken can be downloaded onto a computer and added to any type of presentation, or just to look at for fun. After cameras, another tool is a video camera. This, as in the name, is used to take videos. I mentioned before, videos can easily be made, but video cameras allow for a much quicker way to record something. Most usually have an option to take still photos as you are recording as well. Another tool are smartphones, whether it be an iPhone or an Android of some kind. Although they look different, the features remain the same on each. They all have built-in cameras and video cameras that can also be uploaded to a computer. These devices also include applications for download where one can create a video, a slideshow, or even use a Microsoft program right on the phone itself. One other multimedia tool are all different programs found on a computer. One very popular tool created by Microsoft happens to be PowerPoint. PowerPoint comes free with any Microsoft Office download and is mainly used for presentations. These presentations can include all types of multimedia by allowing for images, videos, audio, text, and even charts. Another tool is called Photoshop. The only downfall to Photoshop is that after so many days of a free trial, you do need to pay in order to keep using it. But thankfully it's just a one-time fee. Photoshop is mainly used for images. However, in this program, one can change photos to different colors, add new backgrounds, enhance the way they look, or combine images to create completely new ones. It can be used in a serious manner or to fool around and see what you might look like with rainbow-colored hair. The pictures created can be added into presentations for later use. Finally, there are many websites out on the internet where multimedia tools can be used. They can be used for presentation purposes or even for one to create a blog. Varma provides a list of many great websites that all have different uses and strengths, including Storybird, Haiku Deck, Animoto, and Movely, just to name a few. Storyboard allows one to create a story by adding images in a row and can even turn it into a book by the end. Haiku Deck is mainly for presentations where one can add videos, audio, slides, and images, whether your own or those they provide on the site for you. Animoto is very photo-based for presentations, but strictly uses photos. And Movely is considered to be an explainer tool to give information on a topic by using creative animated videos. As you can see from the picture, there are many other tools and uses, even from what I have described so far, and multimedia is all around us, whether you want it to be or not. You might be thinking, what is the point of all this? Why is it so important to even be talking about? In our world today, one use of multimedia is for education or school. Both students and teachers are beginning to use it more in and out of classrooms. Multimedia is even used for news purposes. As mentioned before with audio, radio is a type of audio multimedia. The radio, as well as providing entertainment, also lets people know what is happening in our world quickly and efficiently. Also, using smartphones, news can be quickly passed on through apps or text. Another use is in the workforce. Many employers expect their employees to be able to use multimedia devices and create presentations for meetings. Another reason, personally I think the best reason, is just for fun. As you can see in the picture, photographs can be taken when people aren't expecting it, to use as memories, or just to have a good time. One of the biggest upcoming uses of multimedia is in education. This isn't always something that has been around, and there is a larger push for it lately in classrooms. Multimedia is being used by students of all ages for projects or reports. The great thing of multimedia is students can create projects on their own or can work together with other classmates just as easily. It teaches collaboration and teamwork, and students have to be able to get along with one another to make these types of projects work for them. Teachers are also using multimedia in classrooms to enhance their lessons. Lessons can be created on the internet through different programs and displayed on the screen. We also make many presentations to explain a new lesson and to keep it organized from one point to the next. All of these lessons can also become interactive thanks to smartboards. As the digital marketing team stated, the interactive nature of smartboards offers learners an opportunity to share and participate in the instructional process. As you can see above, students have the chance to learn on a board where everybody can see, and each student can have a turn to demonstrate their knowledge for everyone else. The future of education is changing in the interactivity aspect of helping those with different learning needs. With all of this fun multimedia, there's always one thing to ruin it: money. Remember that everything does come with a price. Although cameras and video cameras and phones are all fun to use, they do cost to purchase. Any device one wants to use for any purpose described most likely will cost money. The good thing is, there's always a large price range. Although they may not always be what one would consider to be cheap, there are many brands of each and options to choose from depending on how top of the line one wants. As you can see to the right, this chart displays the sales difference over the course of 4 years between cameras and smartphones. Since smartphones offer the same as a camera and much more, the sales on smartphones has highly increased and cameras have decreased. But this does mean that many cameras are at a lower price today than smartphones are because of this. Even on computers, which by the way, those cost to also purchase, there are fees that come with websites. Not all websites allow you to use it for free. Most have a yearly or one-time fee, but before choosing one, make sure to check that out first. Along with those sites and anything on a smartphone, beware of extra or added-on purchases. Some programs might seem free, but to access the whole program or to use special features, they might cost you extra. In education, every school and district have strict budgets they need to follow, which they can interfere with their multimedia accessibility. However, final class presentations should not only show and tell, but should include facilitated discussions to further probe student understanding. Presentations and uses of multimedia in schools are extremely beneficial to all student learning and even create conversations otherwise not thought about. Budgets may be difficult to get around, but I strongly believe multimedia devices should be top priority of schools in our century. If you are looking to create your own video or any type of multimedia, remember, what you're watching right now is a video, so you can always rewind it and go back and forth to find anything that you might have forgot. There's always many resources to use and many different ways to upload whatever you are trying to create. And most importantly, with anything that you create, no matter what the purpose is, always have fun with it. Thank you for watching.